Club for elementary students. That is what the Atlanta chapter, the Satanic Temple, wants to establish. The group is targeting Still Elementary in Powder Springs for one of its first public school organizations.
Fox 5's George Franco joins us now live from the school with the story. And George, why have they chosen Still Elementary?
Well, Russ and Deidre, the members of this satanic organization, told me that they chose Still Elementary School here in Powder Springs because it is one of many schools in Cobb County, a conservative county, which has a Christian-based after-school club. And they say now they want their spot as well. Still Elementary School in Powder Springs is ground zero for efforts to establish an after-school Satan club by members of the Atlanta chapter of the Satanic Temple.
We're drawing attention to these discrepancies between the separation of church and state and special rights given to special interest groups.
Satanic Temple members Jed Drummond and Rob Thompson tell me the Satanic Temple, with chapters in Atlanta and many cities, does not preach religion or follow evil notions of the Christian symbol of Satan, the devil. They say Satanic Temple tenets focus on common sense, science, and individual liberties. They also believe a satanic club should have a spot next to the religious clubs already in place at schools like Still Elementary.
Because like I said, we'd really like to see no religion in school at all. But since there is already being presented a Christian view, we're going to go to those schools that are presenting an after-school Christian program and offer a satanic one.
The Cobb County School District told us Still Elementary does not have an after-school Satan club. The staff and leaders of Still Elementary are focused on welcoming students and families back to school this week. Learning and student safety have been and will continue to be our top priorities. Of little comfort to Catherine Chopin, with sons Caden and Kyle attending Still Elementary.
It frightens me. I'm completely against it. It's not what the kids at that age should be learning.
Other parents we spoke to, like Jill Gates, have children in one of those Christian clubs at Due West Elementary.
My viewpoint is, if they're saying it's not about Satan and they're not pushing that, then why are they coming into the school at all?
Satanic Temple members say this is just the beginning, promising to take their Satan Club request to the school board.
Speaking that soon?
I believe so.
Date?
I cannot give a date.
And members of the Satanic Temple wouldn't say exactly when they plan to take it to the school board, but they do promise to take it to the school board, and they tell me they'll keep me abreast of all the details, and of course we will keep you, our audience, involved as well. Reporting live tonight in Powder Springs, I'm George Franco, Fox 5 News.
All right, George, there'll be a packed house on that night. Thank you. Well, investigators still searching for a missing Hall County girl.
A 12-year-old Brooklyn Smith's mother last saw her on Wednesday getting into a car. The Hall County Sheriff's Office says Brooklyn has called her mother and told her she's with friends and is fine. But investigators believe she's with her biological father. Brooklyn's mother, Selena, sent us a letter she wrote to her daughter. It reads in part, "There are thousands of people looking for you, hundreds of thousands praying for your safety, an entire family that is heartbroken over missing you. We want you to be happy, healthy, and above all, safe." Levi's call for Brooklyn is in effect. If you have any information about where she is, call the Howell County Sheriff's Office.
The family of a man who was murdered in front of his two children are pleading with help finding his killer. 42-year-old Larry Grigsby was shot to death near Westwood Parkway and Six Flags Drive over the weekend. The children were in the back seat of his car. His family traveled from Nashville to take part in a vigil at the crime scene and to issue a plea that the killer be brought to justice.
He didn't move down to Georgia for this type of lifestyle to be murdered and slaughtered like this. He wasn't that type of guy. So we just want some answers. Somebody knows what happened, and we want to know what happened. We need answers. We're in pain right now.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward for information in the case.
We have possibly found human remains in a suitcase off the shoulder.
We are getting a first listen to the 911 call as Gwinnett County authorities released new information about human remains found in a suitcase last week.
A construction worker with the Department of Transportation found the suitcase in the woods off I-985 in Buford. The medical examiner's office has now determined the remains belong to a female between 20 and 30 years old. Officials say she may have been mixed race or Hispanic. The worker who made the discovery initially thought the remains belonged to a child because of the small size of the skull and the small size of the suitcase.
Our
human body remains in a suitcase?
It appears there's a skull, small, very small, and a very small suitcase, say a 4x4.
Investigators believe the victim died about 6 months ago, but they're still trying to determine the cause of death. They tell us there are no missing person cases in Gwinnett County that match this description, so they're reaching out to other jurisdictions.
High school sweethearts killed in a car crash. Tonight, a driver is facing charges more than a year after the deadly accident. And a car thief takes off with precious cargo. Tonight, a local mother has a message for others after her child was taken on a dangerous ride with a criminal.
Police say someone stole the woman's car with her young daughter in the back seat. Fox 5's Claire Sims was the first reporter on the scene and has an important message from police.
DeKalb police say it took over an hour, but they recovered both the car and the little girl in this parking lot off Boulder Crest Road.
A year ago has turned herself in.
A grand jury indicted Sarah Dowdy on charges of vehicular homicide, serious injury by vehicle, speeding, and reckless driving. 18-year-old Janelle Priester and 17-year-old Nick Wright died in June of last year when their car was hit as Priester made a left turn at Georgia 61 and Old Villa Rica Road. Priester's brother was seriously injured but survived.
A County woman was arrested on drug charges while being booked into the Hull County Jail on unrelated charges. Deputies say Lori Moran tried to cross the guard line inside the jail with hydrocodone pills and other prescription drugs. She faces new drug charges on top of her original charges.
And people who live at a Southwest Atlanta senior center say they want more officers patrolling in their community. Thieves broke into 6 cars in the parking lot of the Berean Village Senior Service Center over the weekend. One woman we spoke to says in the more than 2 years she's lived in that gated community, thieves have broken into cars 4 different times. And she's worried that next time the thieves will go farther.
We're unarmed, and we don't know if they come in with weapons, if they can harm us, or what. And the one thing that we don't want to happen is for them to get into the door.
Laura Rogers says it took Atlanta police more than an hour to respond, even though she and another resident called 911 several times. Another resident is scared that the thieves, well, they'll come back again.
Devastating floods sweep across Maryland. Residents in Ellicott City say the rain came down hard. Moments later, the water started to rise without warning. The flooding quickly turned streets into rivers and washed away roadways. On one street, strangers risked their own lives, forming a human chain to help a driver stranded in the flash flooding. Now, officials say at least 2 people have died, and they say it will take months and millions of dollars to rebuild.